Hello everyone, it's Simmuz here and welcome to a brand new video, and today we are talking about new simulation game news. But before jumping into the video, as always, if you enjoy my content and if you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like down below and leave a comment as well. Let me know what of the upcoming simulation game is the one that gets you more excited. But these news come fresh out the gate. I literally just got this information by one of my friends and I just started recording this immediately. And this friend is the Hemferden on Twitter, so if you don't follow the Hemferden, his content on Twitter is amazing. He is always informative, always so nice, and he makes amazing builds, so I highly suggest you follow him if you have a Twitter and if you just like The Sims in general. I'm gonna leave the link down in the description, so check him out. But actually, let's jump into it. Let's talk about this information that we just got. And it's actually pretty exciting. So I have two articles, one by Polygon and the next one is by Variety. And I'm gonna leave the links down in the description below so you can read through them by yourself and make your own informed decision and opinions. But I'm gonna skim through them and talk about what I found interesting about these articles. But basically, there is a brand new gaming studio that it's going to come out with a Sims simulation game about life. And you know it, The Sims is the king of the market right now, but there are a few other games that are creeping up here and there. We have Life by You, which is coming out soon by Paradox. We do have the Paralives team working on Paralives, which is an indie brand. We have Vivaland, we have Ingzoi. There's a lot of games that are right now are popping up that are all about life simulations, so I'm very interested to see where this one is going to go. But let's read the Polygon article specifically. So the article says the seems like boom is real and even an ex-XCOM dev is going all in. Former Firaxis and Maxis veterans are making a new live sim. So this is official. So I'm guessing they got an interview with them with all the information behind the scenes, and I just am very interested where this is going. So what's interesting about this is that one of the people working on this new game, you can see it here, is the Sims producer director Grant Rodiek, who was known as ex-SimGuruGrant. It says also in this article as well, Rodiek was previously game director on Project Rene, Max's in development follow-up to The Sims 4. It's kind of very... it's a little spicy of an information in my opinion. So Grant was working on Project Rene for a while. I think just before the pandemic, he was moved out of the Sims 4 team and he started working on this secret project, which is Project Rene. Last year, if I'm not mistaken, Grant left the Sims production team on Project Rene, so he wasn't working for Maxis any longer. And I guess now we know why, because he started to work with this other company. So they say it also in this article, the name of the company is Midsummer Studios, and actually it is founded by the Trevor Noah's Day Zero Productions, which is also very interesting. I did not know that Trevor Noah had a production company, but clearly, and they're working together. So the company was founded by the Firaxis Games Jake Solomon, creative director, and Will Miller, game director, as well as Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer Nelsie Birch, which are all people that were from the Firaxis Games production. So if you don't know Firaxis Games, they are the people behind XCOM, of course, and also the game Marvel's Midnight Suns, but also they are, if you are into this life simulation games or just the simulation games in general, they are the team behind the Civilization games. So Sid Meier's Civilization games, especially Civ 6, I know a lot of people know that game, it's the most recent one, that is made by Firaxis Games. I think it's interesting that we're seeing basically people from two of the bigger names in the simulation games, because we have Maxis and we have Firaxis Games, and these people are working together on making this game. And specifically, Solomon said in this interview, "A Midsummer, we're making a life sim focused on the drama of modern life, where our players will write meaningful stories just by playing and then share those stories with the world." So it seems as they're going very much in a Sims franchise direction, and I guess it makes a lot of sense. I've said it a lot in other videos. Right now, live simulation games are far and few between, so the Sims franchise pretty much has a monopoly on the live simulations, and having some other games try to worm their way in, it it's very interesting. It's very interesting, and it's good because it just gives more competition. And competition in general is good because it means that these projects are going to try and make each other better by competing, because one is going to have additions to this feature and this one is going to say, well, I'm going to have this feature as well, and also this, and this one is going to say, well, I'm doing that too, and do the same and try and outrun each other to be the best one, so that the public chooses. I just think it's just very, very, very big to try and undertake the Sims franchise, because it's such a huge franchise, 20 years in the making, 20 years that it's been the monopoly and the standard for life simulation games. So it is a huge thing to try and accomplish. But I also think that these people, like, looking at the games that they already worked on, especially Grant, which he has worked on the Sims projects for a long while, like, he definitely knows what players want and are looking for in simulation games. As of right now, Midsummer Studios has not announced a title, a release window, or platform for the debut of this life simulator. I don't know if Grant left Rene project for whatever reason, if this other project interested them more, or if I know there are rumors that said that the project for, like, Rene wasn't going in the direction he wanted, so that's why he left. But that's all very much speculation, and I don't think, like, that's actually true, because I'm trying to think, like, I know Grant already was talking about doing mobile stuff when he was working with Sims 4 and doing interactive multiplayer as well. So I don't think, looking at what we know so far about Rene, I don't think he didn't want to do that. I think he might have actually wanted maybe more creative freedom, maybe different things, just to look, you know, in a different direction. Obviously, this is all speculation. We don't really know about it, and I don't think he's ever going to say it. So, but it is interesting to think about. So I'm going through the Variety article as well, and there's more stuff about what Solomon actually said in this interview. And he said, "We are at an interesting time as players of life sims. I thought I looked pretty smart over a year ago when I left my former studio and announced that I was going to make a live sim to compete with the long-running and really only show in town The Sims." And that's basically what I say every time The Sims has had this monopoly for basically 20 years. And it is the only live simulation games that does the live simulation only. Like, you can see that Stardew Valley is live simulation, but it's not exactly the same because it's a farming simulator as well. So The Sims is so unique and so varied in all the aspects that it touches that it's such a unique gaming experience. And that was the case for 20 years, the only gaming experience like this. Now there are 4 or 5 seemingly great competitors being developed. Our difference is that we're focused on story, specifically the story that the players write themselves just by playing the game. The player controls the story they want to tell, and in fact, when the game starts, the player can choose from multiple themes that define their story. For example, they can tell the game that they want to tell a story about finding their soulmate while also succeeding at their small town business. We use that information at game start to then generate an interesting cast of supporting characters and seed them in relationship that will instantly create a narrative-rich environment. I am so excited by this idea, and you kinda see that seed already planted in The Sims 4. I don't know if that was a Grant idea before he left The Sims 4 team, to have the Sims 4 stories thing, because right now, if you start a game, you can answer a quiz, which is like a little couple questions, and they give you a sim with certain characteristics already in. So they give you a sim that has certain traits, maybe a certain amount of money, maybe a certain job, maybe certain skills, to tell the story that you asked for with those questions. So it is interesting to see that this idea is already present in The Sims in a certain way, but they definitely have the intention of going way more in depth with that, which is definitely very, very interesting and a very cool take on the live simulation games, because usually live simulation let you do whatever you want without giving you a guidance, and having this guidance it could be a very interesting idea. It could also obviously be a little limiting maybe to the player that wants to do whatever they want. I don't know if they're gonna have also ways to just, I want to do whatever and the game lets you do whatever. It seems though that they want to mainly focus on the idea that you can customize your story in certain ways. Also, it says we intend to have a community hub that allow players to easily upload their own creations and download the creation of other players right into their game. So again, this seems very much like a thing taken by Grant, saying, hey, The Sims 4 has the gallery and it works well and people love it, let's do the same thing. And I really like that. I think the gallery is one of the best additions to The Sims 4. It's so much easier to find stuff that you're looking for. If you're looking for Sims, if you're looking for households, if you're looking for certain rooms, if you're looking for certain lots, it's so easy and intuitive, and it makes so much sense right now with the internet connectivity with games and online to have this ability here. And it says here at the end, has plans to reveal a demo in 2024 and later reveal a target launch date for the currently untitled live sim game. 2024, so this year we're going to see what this game is named and what it's gonna look like, maybe some information about it a little bit more in depth. I'm super excited, and obviously I will be talking about this on the channel. I'm gonna put this out here. If they have a target launch date, I'm saying this target launch date is going to be a little earlier than Rene. So if their target launch date is late 2025, I expect the Sims team to have Rene in their mind to be launched 2026, and they might scramble to try and release it at the same time or a little earlier, because the one that's coming out first, it's gonna have the better reaction to the public. Because if Rene comes out first and it doesn't have all the perfect compatibility and access and features that they want, but it's already out, people cannot compare it to anything else. But if Rene comes out second and this game works better or has better features or has more interesting things, then Rene is gonna look bad. And same goes the other way. So if Rene comes first, then it's the other game that they are creating will be compared to Rene. So they're probably gonna come out around the same time. So when we know this target launch date, I have a feeling we will know more or less when Rene is coming out as well. Either we will know it because, well, based on what we know about this game, or we will know it because the Sims team is going to announce it. And anyway, I'm just kind of very excited to know about this game a little bit more. Excited to see when this trailer is coming out and to learn a little bit more what, you know, they're working on. Obviously, let me know in the comments down below as well what you think about this. If you think this sounds interesting, if you are interested to know more. I also will be updating as much as I know in the comments and also making another video when we get more information. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and bye bye.